Good evening, guys, and welcome back to another video here in Ecuador. We are in a new city now. We are in the city of Quito. This is the capital city. But we've got a few days here. We've actually got quite a few days here because there's a lot to see in this area. And of course, we're gonna go on a food tour. We're gonna go on an amazing street food tour. We're currently heading to a region called Florestal. I've heard this place has some of the most authentic Ecuadorian street food you can find anywhere in the world. And this is also a region that Anthony Bourdain visited at night. He wanted to try the street food, and Florestal was the place that he showed up to. So let's visit this legendary neighborhood. Let's see what there is to be served. Let's see what there is to be eaten in this region of Quito. And I can't wait to share it all with you guys in this incredible food video here in Ecuador. Let's go. We finally made it to the neighborhood of La Floresta, and finally we're actually at a park called Parque Navarro. This is where the street food is. This is where the street food stalls are. And if you look behind me, look at that. It's like a big smoke cloud coming out. There's grilled meats, there's empanadas, there's lots of traditional Quito food, traditional Ecuadorian food. So without further ado, I can't wait anymore. Let's go see what's being sold here, and let's go choose something to start off our evening with, because this is exciting. This is the type of street food that I live for.
Dame una porción de seco de pollo con arroz.
Sí, sí, sí. Muchas gracias. All right, first stop of the day, we've gotten something called Seco de Pollo. We've had this before here in Ecuador, but this stall looked so good. Their chicken was literally boiling in a red sauce, a red fat, and it looks so spiced up. It's got so many different colors. And that stall, everybody is getting Seco de Pollo. Now, of course, there are other things here at the market that are really, really famous, but Seco de Pollo, this place is so popular. I just see so many people eating there. So I knew I had to go and I had to try it out. So let's go ahead. First piece of chicken. Wow, I mean, this looks incredible. You literally see all the seasoning on that chicken. It's like pepper, it's got some green leaves. It's just so flavored. So I'm really excited to try out our Seco de Pollo here in Quito. It literally looks like it's packed with flavor. So let's go ahead and try it out. Has literally got to be the softest chicken of my life. That chicken just disappeared. It literally, like, it went from solid to air in a matter of seconds. It is perfectly spiced. It's got a little bit of, like, I think, tomatoey flavor. I think that's why the sauce is so red. I think that's why it's got like a deep red color. But the flavor, oh my god, that is incredible. The chicken itself is just cooked to perfection. It literally melts into a pate once you bite into it. Seco means dry. So seco de pollo sounds like dry chicken, but this chicken is some of the wettest, moist, juiciest chicken I've ever had. It literally melted in my mouth. Wow, that is so good. Okay, let's look at the potatoes here. They have some potatoes. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and try out the potato with the rice. This looks amazing. The potatoes have been cooking with the chicken as well, so they absorb all that tomatoey sauce, all that flavor from the chicken. Let's go ahead and try it out. Just like the chicken, the potatoes are literally cooked to perfection. They literally melt. I cannot tell you when they literally just disintegrate in your mouth. That is so good. That is some of the best seco de pollo you're gonna have in the entire country. Rice, it was really cooked, nice, soft. You can taste each grain. It's not like, you know, mushy. But for me, it's the chicken that's the star. The chicken that literally melts in your mouth. That place definitely knows what they're doing. But we're gonna wrap this up. It was only $3.50. We're gonna finish this up, and then I'm gonna show you guys what else there is to eat here at this incredible market, because there's just so much great street food that I'm so excited to show you guys.
Pídale, mi reina. Y aquí se le complace, no más como. Buenas noches.
Now, when you come to La Floresta, there's literally only one thing that you have to try, and that is tripe. La Floresta is literally famous for their tripa, which is actually like beef intestines, and you can see the circular shape of it. But the line, I can't tell you how long the line is. It is famous. It's been open for 70 years. And the one we went to is the one from Doña Fabiolita. So she is the one who's making it. There's 2 competitor stalls, so choose whichever one. I'm sure it's going to be great, but we've got some tripe. Now, tripe, it looks amazing. You can literally see the way they make it. They like literally put it on this big board and they just heat it up. They barbecue until it's super crispy, super grilled with all that flavor. And then you can choose. You can either get corn or you can get potatoes on the bottom, and it comes with this sauce. So all of that together is a combination, and it looks amazing. The total price of this is only $3. It's a very small plate, but it's very famous, and this is like legendary. Like, you can't come to Quito, Ecuador and not come to La Florestal and have tripe. That is just a criminal offense here in the city. So let's go ahead. We've got some tripe. I'm very excited to try out my first piece of tripe here in Ecuador. So let's go ahead, let's give it a try. Oh, wow, that is so chewy. I've literally spent minutes still trying to chew through it, but that's what tripe is like. It is perfectly char grilled on the outside. It is crispy, it is nice, but on the inside, it's soft, and it's got this almost like nutty flavor to it. Now, the problem with tripe a lot of times is that if you don't clean it well, if you don't clean it nicely, you'll have a bit of like a bad smell or like a bad taste to it. But this tripe is amazing. It's barbecued until it is crispy, and all of any of that flavor that even was there is gone. I'm pretty sure they cleaned it perfectly, but even if there was any flavor, it is barbecued until it is crispy and perfect. It's like almost like a very savory gummy bear. They just keep chewing and chewing like a rubber band, but it is so charred. It is barbecued. It is actually a little bit sweet. A little bit sweet, a little bit nutty. It's got that nice contrast in flavor. Time for the potato. You can see it's dunked in this like sort of yellowish, reddish sauce. I don't exactly know what this sauce is, but I'm assuming it probably has something to do with the tripe. So let's go ahead and let's try it out. Wow, the sauce is a bit barbecue, but it's a bit peppery. It's not spicy, but it's a bit peppery. And that's really interesting. It's also very smoky, and that's probably because the juices from the tripe on the top is probably dripping down into the potatoes as we've been speaking this whole time. But that is incredible, and they are the friendliest people. Like, the guy literally is like having fun as he's making tripe. He's singing, he's dancing, he's talking to you, and that probably is why his tripe is so good, because he enjoys the cooking process. He enjoys making tripe, and that is some delicious tripe. Now, I think we've had enough savory, and actually I want to get to the sweet section because there's so many interesting sweets here in this market that I haven't shown you guys before. And there's sweets here that I didn't even know existed until I came to this market. So let's go ahead, let's wrap this up, and I'm going to show you guys. I think we're going to go for at least like 2-3 different desserts because it is so incredible here in this market. So let's wrap this up, and I'll show you guys the sweets in the market. Alright, next stop we went to is a place known as Empanadas Don Raulito, and I said we were going to go get dessert. I lied. They had these sweet ones, but they ran out. So instead they only had the meat one. We're going back to savory. We're going back to another meaty empanada. This is a carne empanada, so one of beef. And there's also a side of ají. So what I'm going to first do is I'm going to put some ají, which is the spicy sauce, right on top, just to give it a little bit of flavor, just give it a little bit of spice. They literally freshly make these empanadas. You can literally see him frying it there, and the line, it's so insanely long. Like, I cannot tell you how long the line is. The dough is actually a corn dough. It's actually a white corn found here in Ecuador. That's why it's called Morocho. That's the Incan name actually of the corn. And they use it to make the outside skin of the empanada. So that's why it's called empanadas de morocho. But let's go ahead. This is a beef one. Without further ado, this is freshly fried, literally right in my hands. A minute ago, it was in the oil. Now, I'm ready to take a bite. Let's go for it. That is so incredibly tasty. The batter, the dough itself, is so crispy on the outside, and on the inside it's so light and fluffy. Actually, it's not a very heavy type of dough. It's super light, and it's just very crispy, but at the same time it's crispy, but it's not greasy or oily. If you look at it, you don't see any pools of oil, and that's because after he takes it out, they actually leave it on a rack to dry to let the oil drip off. So there's actually not that much oil in it. The ají, nice, refreshing, A little bit spicy, gives it a little bit of a kick, but honestly, the beef inside is already quite spicy. I don't know what they flavored the beef with, but there is a little bit of spice going on in there, so you don't actually need the ají for flavor. You already have flavor in the beef, but of course, adding ají means more flavor on the empanada, which means better overall. I mean, there's a reason that line is so long, and let me tell you, these empanadas are some of the best you're gonna get in Ecuador. Okay, now officially, let's go get some sweets. We need to finally get some dessert, so let's go ahead and let's go find something sweet to eat. Alright, next stop of the day, we found a place that's selling Morocho. It's a lady. I forgot the name of the stall, but you can probably see it on the video. But what she's selling is Morocho. Now remember, I said empanadas de Morocho. That was the white corn. Remember, the Morocho refers to the Incan word Morocho, which is the white corn that's grown here in Ecuador. That white corn was used to make the dough of the empanada, but here, they've made it into a sweet drink. So I'm curious what this tastes like. I'm curious if it's going to be like atole, because atole in Mexico, remember, is a corn drink that's sweet, or is this going to be like milky? I have no clue. So let's go ahead and let's try out our first Morocho here. It's warm, it's nice, it's white, and it's supposed to be sweet. So let's go for it. That is milky and corny and sort of ricey all at the same time. Imagine if you had arroz con leche, which is rice and milk. Imagine if you made that a little bit liquidy, if you made that a little bit more liquidy and then you added some corn flavor. If you added some corn flavor into it, that's what you get, because you do get a bit of corn flavor, you get a bit of milk, you get even a bit of cinnamon. I taste a little hint of cinnamon, and that's really, really delicious when you combine it all together, because it's a very starchy, very thick drink actually. Kind of like an atole in a lot of ways, except I feel like atole doesn't really have the rice part, nor does it have the milkiness part of this. So this is like the best of both worlds. It's the best of a atole, and it's also the best of an arroz con leche. So if you're looking for a combination of both, this is probably your best bet. It is nice, warm, and very, very thick. Dame una melva, por favor. Okay, next food is actually not from the actual market itself. It's next to the market. It's called the Bakery of Fermor, as you can see below me. And we've got something that's very interesting. It's called a Melva. Melva is a type of biscuit here in Ecuador that is apparently quite typical. It's a type of biscuit that is sort of sweet and it's covered dipped in a little chocolate on the end. It sort of looks like the shape of a shell, like a scallop shell or something like that. But it's supposed to be a nice little biscuit. It's a classic little Ecuadorian cookie, and I've had great experiences with Ecuadorian cookies. So let's go ahead and let's try out our first Ecuadorian cookie. Oh wow. The cookie itself is nice, and it's not just crispy, it's crumbly. It almost has like a gingerbread flavor, I feel like. It almost tastes like it's gingerbread, but at the same time, super, super crumbly. The chocolate, it's not just chocolate, it kind of tastes like Nutella, it kind of tastes like there's like a hazelnut flavor to it. It's got a little bit of nuttiness to it, but you literally see the cookie crumbles when it enters your mouth. It's a very crumbly cookie, and I love that. And it's actually two cookies put together. The two cookies are put together, and then they are sort of dipped in chocolate to keep them together, which is a very interesting invention. Why not have two cookies instead of one? And the way you can do that is just by dipping it into chocolate. 40 cents for this, an amazing deal, but we got more desserts to try at the market, so let's go ahead and let's keep eating. Now, to be honest, the earlier cookie was a little bit dry, so I do need something to wash it all down. And I found something that is very interesting. If you've ever seen my Mexican series before, you'll know what horchata is. Horchata is this rice drink. It's white, it's cinnamony, it is delicious. Ecuador also has horchata, but the funny thing is, their horchata is red. It's literally red in color. It's got like flower petals on the top. There are like lime, I think lime little things in it. It's very, very different. Not what I expected from an horchata at all. When they said this was an horchata, I literally couldn't believe it. I was like, how is this a horchata? I'm used to horchatas in Mexico being white, being cinnamony, being, you know, very, very like rice flavored. This is nothing like an horchata that I'm used to, but in Ecuador, this is an horchata. So let's go ahead and try an Ecuadorian horchata. Let's see if it's actually the same thing, just a different color from the ones in Mexico, or is it something completely different? Let's go ahead and try my first Ecuadorian horchata.
Right, Tam?
Oh, wow. It's floury and citric and sweet, but sour all at the same time. It's got like almost, it tastes almost like rose. It almost tastes like rose sweetness. But then there's a bit of lime in there. There's a bit of sourness. There's a bit of citric acid in there that adds a different dimension to it. It is watery, so it's not very thick. So it's not like horchata, because horchata in Mexico is a little bit thicker than normal water. This is as smooth as water. So it's not really a very thick drink, but definitely very, very unique. Something I've never had before. Never knew that Ecuador actually had their own version of horchata. What an incredible surprise. Flowery, nice, very, very light, very, very refreshing. We've got one more dessert that I want to show you guys, so let's go ahead and let's get that dessert on our way.
¿Tienes canelazo?
Sí.
Sí, una taza, por favor.
Final food and slash drink of the evening. You can probably see the smoke around me. That's all from the Tripe stall. They're literally smoking up the entire park here. But last thing here we got, it is Canelazo. Canelazo is a classic Ecuadorian drink. It is made of cinnamon and is very, very warm. They usually put some fruits inside, and it is something I've actually never shown on the channel before. So I really want to show you guys what Canelazo is. It is a very classic drink, and it's also sort of orangish, yellowish in color. It's got cinnamon, it's got fruits, and oh, just by smelling it, it smells so good. It smells like cinnamon. It smells like a fruity cinnamon. It's not like a starchy cinnamon. You know, it's not like arroz con leche. This is a nice, light, cinnamony flavor. Let's go ahead and try out Canelazo. It's literally the first stall at the market. Like, once you enter the market, that's the first thing you're gonna hit, the Canelazo stall. So let's go ahead and try out Canelazo. Oh, yeah, that's definitely, I think just put some apples in there. It's cinnamony, it's nice, it's sweet. And usually what people do is they'll put actually liquor in it. They'll actually put alcohol in it. Now, I've asked for it without alcohol, but you can definitely, if you want to get drunk, a way to do it in Ecuador is to get Canelazo with alcohol. That is definitely a way to get drunk in this city. But it is so nice and warm. It just warms your entire soul up because it's got fruitiness, it's got sweetness, it's got cinnamoniness. It's just got all the flavors that you're looking for in a nice, sweet, fruity drink. But with that, I'm going to end the video here. What an incredible evening it has been here at Florestal, this market. It is a crazy market. There are so many things here, so many crazy things. Tripe, Seco de Pollo, desserts. I mean, literally, the list goes on and on. The empanadas. Everything here is legendary. And there's a reason why when people say, if you want to find street food in Quito, well, Florestal is the place to go to. Like, this place is famous for the street food. So definitely come here, have street food. I'm gonna finish up this Canelazo, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more food and travel videos. We've got a lot more videos here from Ecuador, so make sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys.